Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me playing a board game, or talking about some board games. I'm not playing today, but today I'm going to be unboxing Dead Cells, as you can tell by the title. Yes, this game's been out for a while. Yes, I just only got my copy. So what? I got my copy for $50 because it was on sale. Thank you to Board Game Geek for the Hot Deals page, so shout out to the Hot Deals page. Alright, so for now I'm going to go ahead and start our music in the background because that's always fun. Let's get that kind of settled there. And let's get to unboxing. I have not played the video game Dead Cells. I did play a lot of the board game Slay the Spire, the video game Slay the Spire before I got the board game. And I'm excited to know that Slay the Spire, though is not the focus of this video, that Slay the Spire is getting an expansion with the downfall stuff, and there's some people talking about balance and things you can bring. So contention games, hopefully you actually get back and make an expansion for Imperium the Contention, because that's what I've been waiting for. But barring that, I'm okay with them doing an expansion for Slay the Spire, I guess. For those who don't know, Slay the Spire is a board game made after a video game, and Dead Cells seem to have followed right in that same path. I don't know if it was intended for it to be that way, but that's what it seems like. It feels like, hey, we have a very successful video game, let's make it into a board game. And then Slay the Spire did it, Dead Cells did it, and I feel like there was probably another one, but for the most part, this is a series that I hope doesn't become a regular thing. I feel like those games are very specific and lend themselves okay to being put into board game form. Could you imagine they made a Hollow Knight board game? Oh, they probably already have that. Anyway, all right, I don't want to speak into the universe. I haven't played Hollow Knight either, so I'm just kind of spitballing stuff here. Anywho, let's go and continue with opening up everything though. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up this. There's like a little sliver here, so I'm just gonna take advantage of the sliver and get the rest of the shrink wrap off. And as I mentioned before, I happened to catch this on sale. There was some places doing some online store. I don't know where they are. They were doing a sale on this game for $50. This game MSRP is I think for $100. So that was like 50% off. I was like, why is it 50% off? It's probably because nobody really is playing it too much. I don't know. I don't know how popular this game is. I do know that this game is on Board Game Arena. That's probably how I will learn how to play the board game. Which is ironic. I'm gonna learn how to play the board game on a digital platform so I can play the board game in the physical realm later. Or maybe I'll never play it, I don't know. All I know is it's gonna live right next to my Slay the Spire on the shelf because I also like video games. So, nice giant box, roguelite board game. First open here. And there's probably a billion other videos unboxing, but this is gonna be my version of unboxing, so you're welcome. Not that anybody asked for that. We have a sheet here that talks about the game contents. It says there's biomes, player markers, other tokens, boards, combat tokens, state tokens, loot, then cards, then reference cards, player boards, so on and so forth. And oh, first time setup. Open all large and small packs of cards and turn them so that the codes on the bottom right of the cards are visible. Okay, so I see the codes, all right. Oh, I gotta do some setup. Ugh, I was just trying to do an unboxing. It is a giant box though, so I kind of figured there'd be some kind of organization. I'm not gonna read the rest of that, but I'm gonna go ahead and rulebook, look at it. And there were some things that people were saying about this game being very peculiar, as in playing true solo is a little bit difficult from what I heard. Playing two-player or double-handed solo is better. And there was another thing somebody said about they abstracted the fighting a little bit much. I don't know. But at any rate, there's a little thing that says, do not open until instructed to. I really want to open it, but you know, I'm going to follow instructions. And then we got some boards here. Okay, we got some boards here. This is a Hand of the King setup. Place the boss. Oh, this is just a setup card. I don't know what this is. Oh, I think this is if you're playing solo, right? Am I reading that right? I know if you're playing solo, you get like a card. Or maybe these are just like specials that people have. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Dead Cells. So this is not ringing any bells at all. So Concierge and the Quartered. So maybe one of these is like your class, and then this one's like your character. So your character and your class. I don't know. Again, I know nothing about Dead Cells, so I'm going into this completely blind. And oh look, there's Serenade, there's the sword. I heard people talk about this one, saying this is if you're playing solo, you play with this random card thing. The poison, the immolated. Alright. Then we got some more stuff. We got some boards here. These are black on one side, and they have fancy art on the other side. This is the poisoned, the quartered, the immolated, and the flayed. And they all seem to be, they seem to be quite different with their board set out. So that's pretty neat. All right, looking forward to learning how that works. Now, I did play this game, I think, twice on Board Game Arena. The first time I was trying to go through the tutorial, and I failed because I just didn't have the focus to sit down and go through the tutorial. And then I tried to play a game, see what happens, and I just hit a bunch of buttons, did a bunch of things, trying to learn how to play the game without learning how to play the game, and it was very confusing. Needless to say, I did not make it through the first run or first dungeon or whatever it's called. This is a nice fourfold board. I do like the board. I like the idea, I should say. It's gonna be a little bit frustrating because like it's a huge board, so maybe this will go on a different table. I don't know. This seems like a inventory thing. Black on the background, or sorry, black on the back of the board, but nice fourfold here. Very strange fourfold, but it looks like it has some space or like a little plastic thing to hold cards, which is pretty cool. And then these are my interbiome. I guess I can upgrade these guys as I go, and there's teeth that I used to buy things. I think I am vaguely aware of that, so I'm just gonna fold that back up and put it over here, because I have no clue what that means. And over here, I'm assuming these are our biomes. And you know what? If I went back to that sheet that I said I'm not going to read this and read that, I probably have a better idea of what I'm looking at. So this is the poison quarters. And then this is the, ooh, this looks intense. Hand of the King. Oh, do we combine two of these? Is that what's going on? Am I spoiling something here? This is Clock Tower, so it goes this way. I'm trying to see if I can find the other side of that one. Forgotten Spooch. Turn the music down a little bit. It's having a little bit too much fun over there. Oh, there it is. There's the other side. So I got this nice big old map. High Peak Castle. Malaise card. Malaise token. Malaise effects. Cool. So that's pretty neat. It gives you a number of biomes, which I like that. It gives you a number of boards to play on. Again, I don't know how this game works, so maybe this is like the final area. I am very Dead Cells ignorant, so I'm just gonna continue blindly walking through this unboxing. So that's pretty neat. You get to build the board out, and now we get over here to the ooh, I heard plastic. I heard something. What was that? Oh, what was this? Whatever this is. I think this holds your character pawns as you move around. Oh, sorry. My shirt is fighting my mic here. Huh. All right, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry for the change in audio. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better, a little bit less scratchy. All right, so it says we got a bunch of cards. There's concierge cards. There's these cards. Okay. I kind of don't want to open anything. I think these are all standard size. Actually, I should check to see what size these cards are, because if they're not standard size, I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna do it. These aren't standard sleeves. Oh, these feel like, nope. I'm sorry, these feel like plastic. Nope, they're not plastic. Sorry, I don't think these are standard sleeves. I think these are American size. These are standard sleeves. No, these cards are bigger than whatever size sleeves these are. The problem is I don't know what size these sleeves are. Ah. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is a standard size sleeve. Yeah, so this is a normal card size sleeve. So it looks like these cards are bigger than that, which is really frustrating. I think they did have a card sleeve pack for sleeving this game. I know Slay the Spire did, because you have to, well, you don't have to, but actually no, I think you have to sleeve the cards in Slay the Spire, which is one of the things that kind of makes it a little bit hellish to clean up. So you have to kind of unsleeve everything, kind of in the same way that that I feel about Marvel Legendary. It's just very messy to clean up. Or what's that other one that people like? Mystic Veil. Yeah, I really don't like cleaning up some board games. I mean, I know of the board games I play, I have some very fiddly and clean up intensive board games, things like Revive and things like Clinic. But even with that going on, I still don't. I still would rather just Slay the Spire, the board or video game, than play the board game. Although I might consider it Downfall. Anyway, I'm not talking about that game. So these sleeves don't seem to be standard size, is what I was trying to confirm. You got a whole bunch of different cards here. I think these are just different decks that you can have. Oh, these are dividers. Okay. These are dividers for the cards. Looks like they all go right there in the middle. I wonder if they made space in this box, or less space in this box, for sleeved cards, because you know your boy is going to sleeve everything once I figure out what size sleeves these cards are. But looking at this, looks like they left plenty of room for sleeved cards, which I appreciate greatly. Thank you all for doing that. It leaves you space for your cardboard. It also leaves you space for your people who buy your game to sleeve everything, you know? And this is B5, B6, B7. I don't know why these are round. What's going on here? Am I supposed to have a bunch of tokens? Oh, is there cardboard that I was supposed to punch out? Am I missing stuff? Yeah, okay. I was about to say, hold on. Something ain't right. All right. Oh gosh. Yep, that's a lot of stuff in there. All right, and we already got some cardboard pieces falling out. That's a good sign. We might have a good die cut. You know, I'm a huge fan of having good die cuts. Oh, yeah, it's a ton of stuff. Look at that. I was about to say, this box looks very empty, very light for what it should be, probably. So let's do our drop test as we normally do with our things. So we'll see anything fall out. Nothing falling out here, but I feel like it feels like it wants to. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Sorry. Nope, nothing. Nah, sad. Still pretty good cut though. So I'll give them the credit where credit is needed. Credit is due. This is B1. So I think these are the tiles that you use to kind of randomize your map every time you go in. So it's kind of nice. Different shapes that correspond to different things. This is for the B1, as I mentioned before. More B1. Then I think this is for marking where your attacks are happening, and I don't know what this is all about. Guess we'll find out when I learn how to play this game for finally. All right, and we got more cardboard. I am gonna punch out all the cardboard so I can see how the storage solution in this game works, because I'm always willing to check out different storage solutions, even if it's ones that I don't invent myself. By that I mean just kind of slap together myself. So, as I mentioned before, I know nothing about Dead Cells. I know nothing about the story. I've seen like a playthrough or people play through it, and I think I might have seen like a speedrun video or like a no damage, no hit video or something like that. And of course, you know, everybody who does those kind of videos, they're quite insane in their skill, and I commend them so much for all the dedication and the focus that they put into the game, that they are speedrunning and breaking and stuff. It always saddens me when a developer watches speedruns, because you know they have many series on YouTube nowadays where the developer of a game will go and watch somebody speedrun their game, and it always bothers me when the developer's like, "Oh, you're not supposed to play the game. Oh, I can't believe these people hate this game so much. Why are they breaking the game, my beautiful game?" And it's like, I get it. You spent a lot of time building this beautiful thing, and then people just come by and just like, you know, skim past it. But as many of the commenters would usually point out in those situations, is that if somebody is speedrunning your game in this manner and they're breaking it to this level and they're like, you know, doing wall clips and all this other stuff, they've had to spend countless hours practicing, playing, understanding, and getting a good feel for your game. So just because somebody's speedrunning your game now doesn't mean that they didn't spend, you know, 80 to 100 hours already just playing your game for fun. As they decided to, and then they eventually decided to try to speedrun it later. So that's the thing I think is important to keep in mind. All right, so these little dips, these little divots here are for holding all the pieces. So it looks like B7 goes here, so I'm just gonna throw them all in there. This will B7, that's nice. This is a nice solution to hold these not so uniform sized pieces. All of B2s go here, and B1 goes there. Here's B2 again, B1, 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 B2. Yeah, that's a reasonable storage solution because it's not like stuff's gonna get stuck in there because it's a rounded bottom. That's actually very clever. That's actually very clever. I commend them for this solution. I wonder how many praises they were given at the time that this game was fresh and new. How many praises they were given for that kind of storage solution or that kind of innovation, if you will. All right, continuing on with this so I can continue rambling. Yeah, so speedrunning. I actually thought about doing like a speed run of Sleeping Gods, the board game, because I did play it quite a bit for the video series that I've done in the past of that. And I was thinking, like, what if I just kind of like min-max and found like the most like ideal story things and just kind of went through, did those things, and then, you know, see if I can get like the fastest time or the least number of turns to the end. I ended up scrapping the idea because I was like, I don't want to play this game that much. Because like Sleeping Gods, the first one, you know, it kind of gets a little stale after a little while, like managing your old crew and everything, especially after playing Distant Skies, which is the follow-up to that one. And I like Distant Skies a lot. I should probably do a playthrough series of that. No, I'll consider it. I'll consider it as another project, not the next project, but another project. Oh, I definitely need to finish playing Iridia. I am in Iridia. I am like halfway through the game, and I'm trying to like soak all the bone out of the marrow, if you will. But every time I dive back into the game, I have fun, and then I kind of see like, oh, I see the loop. I see like the gameplay loop in Iridia, the paths we dare tread, and I'm like, you know, maybe I don't want to play this right now. So I end up putting it on shelf for a few weeks and then revisit it later. I've gotten a lot of value out of it though. I got a lot of good playthrough out of it. All right, so these are just the stuff tokens by the looks of it. So these are, I don't know, dollars, souls, something, I don't know. These are hit points or hits, damage, damage, as they say. Oh, and then this is an apple, oh, potion. So it looked like an apple. Oh my gosh, it's chaos over here. This is a lot of stuff to pop out of cardboard though. I mean, kudos to them for like committing to the bit, but geez, that's a lot of stuff. I wonder, do they have a tray? Okay, they don't have any trays in here for me to store anything in, so I just expect me to just kind of throw it all and let it slosh around. I didn't see any bags, unless I missed them. Oh, okay, I have a bag. Thanks, game. Yeah, I'll probably use some of the Cube for Me storage storage containers that I have, so I can kind of store some of this. And the funny thing is, I will store it here in this video, I guess, because I do need to clear off my table before I can move on to my next thing that I want to do, which is play through Railroad Tiles, because I've been doing a video series for that. So also I'm live streaming on Twitch, so hey, if you guys like watching people talk about board games and play board games on Twitch, check me out on twitch.tv/CulBlu, that's CulBlu. And of course, if you're here watching on Twitch, all one of you, thank you for joining. But if you like watching on Twitch, sorry, if you're watching on Twitch and you like watching on YouTube for later, feel free to check me out on YouTube, which is youtube.com/CulBlu Vlogs. That's CulBlu Vlogs. That's where I post all of my videos and stuff. So thank you for joining, whether it's live or later. All right. And we continue punching out the rest of these. It's a lot of tokens. These are status. think that's what the rulebook says. And some blood here. Man, God, oh geez, some of these are tiny. The die cuts seem very good, especially on the small ones. I always get concerned about the small ones because sometimes when you punch it out, and like if you have like a hanger on or something like hangs on, it's possible that it will rip. And because of that, it becomes very tenuous. It becomes very precarious to have your stuff, you know, to kind of continue punching out things because you don't want to rip anything. I think one of the most recent not as great experiences that I had with that was the Shackleton base. There was some cardboard. I mean, it's nice thick cardboard, which is great, but some of the cardboard pieces were a lot more intricate than I think they intended, or maybe they intended it to be as intricate as it was, but that doesn't remove the fact that yeah, some of the pieces like tore a little bit, and that just hurts my soul. When you're punching out a cardboard piece and then it just like tears a little, it's like, ah. All right, punching out B5. Now, I do have some additional storage things that I might bring on camera here once I finish punching out the rest of these. And that additional storage thing might actually be perfect for this game. I think I have to ditch the built-in insert, which is gonna be a little bit sad, especially considering like I said, I was raving about these little divots here, and I like them. I like them. I have physically modified some of my board game inserts, but I try to avoid doing that because it's either get rid of the insert that it comes with, so just throw it away completely, or try to work with it and use it. So like a recent game is like Vantage, for instance, Stonemaier Games Vantage. I did physically modify that one slightly, and I might just remove it all completely because I do want to sleeve every card in that game. The more I play it, the more I'm like, yeah, I should probably just sleeve everything anyway. But I'm saying all that to say that there's a potential that I can just like cut this part out and like keep these and just do something else. I don't know. It probably wouldn't save any space since these are taking up a lot of space. These this plastic holder, I should say. All right, so I see leeches. Those are leeches. And then here's B4. Oh, sorry. Make sure I'm on camera. Just kind of moving along, punching away. And this is B4. And then we get all of these little guys, little gals, little creatures, creature-tins. And yeah, so really good cuts on the cardboard. So huge kudos to who did this one? I feel like I have one of their games. Scorpion Mask. I feel like I might have, I can't see any on my shelf right now, but I'm pretty sure I have a game by Scorpion Mask. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe this is the only game they've made. I don't know. It's just the name looks, or the logo looks familiar. I don't know if the name sounds familiar though. Okay, so here's all of our little tokens, and we punched out everything. So we got everything. Let me double check, because there's been a few times where I punched out cardboard and I left a piece or two in there, and it was like, oh no, that would have been devastating. Okay. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Now, this game did have the cardboard under the board game, or under the insert. So I'm wondering if they expect me to put it back in to kind of make sure everything stays up against the box. So just in case, I'm going to hold onto the cardboard. There were cardboard scraps there. Let's see what else. I guess we can try to use this this little sheet here to see how I'm supposed to store this game. All right. So it says B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. It says put these tiles here. So Stilt Village, B4, 0 to 21, worm tokens. Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to put the leeches inside of there. I'm not gonna do that, but I should. Purge cards for later in your campaign. That's what this little slot's for? Oh, so I'm supposed to throw the cards away there. Oh. So it's like a little trash slot. That's cool. That's neat. Yeah, you see right through it. So just kind of trash the cards as you go. That's nice. I had a little built-in. Deck of secrets, secret cards. The small ones will go in that spot right there. Where did I put those cards? Oh, here they are. Deck of secrets. And this is how they want me to lay things out, huh? The beheaded deck. Serenade. Upgrade decks. Boss decks. Oh, those were bosses? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. All right, so these are the ones that I can play. The poisoned, the mold, the immolated, the poisoned, the quartered, and the flayed. And then these are bosses. Timekeeper, the Hand of the King, and the Concierge. So these are the boss guys. Okay, and Serenade is the, if I'm playing solo. Okay, that makes more sense. See what happens when you actually read the things here? This is Concierge, and there's more stuff. Biome decks. Storage tokens, deck of secrets, rune cards. Which ones are rune cards? Okay, 7 rune cards, 16 secret cards. I guess the rune cards are in here with this one, this stack. This looks like small cards. I really don't want to open it, but I kind of want to open it so I can like do the storage. But I don't have the right sleeves for these cards, so I really don't want to open these cards until I have sleeves for them, because these are not size sleeves that I have. Actually, let me check BoardGame Geek, see what size sleeves I need. So according to BoardGame Geek, I need 65 by 100. What are those? Oh, 7 Wonders. Oh yeah, 7 Wonders. I have some of those already. I have those here. I was gonna jokingly bring these out. Oh no, wrong one. I was gonna jokingly bring these out and see like, do these fit? Oh, these are Dixit. Okay, I lied. I don't have the 7 Wonders. Is that the one I just bought a bunch of? I need, how many? 5 packs? I actually might have 5 packs of those. Hold on. Hold on. Let me take us across the room so I can see if I have the sleeves that I need. No, I have tarot card sleeves. Yeah, I got tarot sleeves. That is terrible. Pretty sure I got tarot card sleeves. Actually, I think they're in the container. Where did the container go? Oops. Sorry. Dropping stuff. Huh. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's my tablet. Highly suspicious. There we go. Oh, nope. Interesting. All right. I'm pretty sure the ones that I have are tarot card sleeves, and not the not the 7 Wonder ones. Yeah, here we go. Right. So here's some of the 7 Wonder sleeves. Those are not the ones that I have a bunch of, though. Okay. Yeah, these are the ones. I have a bunch of tarot card sleeves, these ones. So these are not the right size, but the 7 Wonder ones are the right size. The Gamegenic 7 Wonders, which is perfect. Blah. Let's see how good of a fit. So I had to get Chimera sleeves so I can sleeve Come Sail Away. And It was a little frustrating because like the fit was very tight, so it didn't feel too good. Looks like, oh, okay. Wait, what cards am I sleeving with these? These are the 7 Wonder mats. 67 by 103, yeah. Which cards am I sleeving with these? Are these different sizes? Oh, these okay. I was trying to sleeve the dividers. The dividers are a different size. Okay, I'm being so silly. Yeah, these cards are the ones that can fit the sleeves. Okay, so I still need more of the matte sleeves, so I'll get some more of those, and then I'll sleeve the game at some point in the future, just not right now. So I'll add that to my list of expenses here. I wonder if I can do this as a tax write-off, if this counts as a business. Huh. Things to consider. Things to consider when you live in America, where the only guarantees are taxes and death. Sometimes that death is very specifically gun death. Anyway. Right. Topics of sadness aside. So putting these cards back in the place where they came from, so putting those back where they came from, or so help me. And again, the dividers are dividers, they're not actually cards, so I'm not going to open up the cards. Okay, fine. I will open up a card thing, so I can kind of see the quality of cards, so I can see how dire it is for me to sleeve these cards. I feel like the card quality is probably good, given how the die cuts were and given how the dividers feel. And oh, okay, I might have spoken too soon. I mean, these feel like thick cards. These feel like pretty thick cardboard, but also it's glossy, which is a little concerning. So it's going to show fingerprints like crazy. Yeah, I guess a slight thickness on the cards is nice. The black border on some of the cards and different border on other cards, like that's kind of concerning there, but let's see. And they do sleeve well, so that's pretty good. So sleeves great. So I will be sleeving all these once I get more of the appropriate sleeves. Okay, let's put that back in here. Keep it like that for now. And as I mentioned before, there seems to be plenty of space here in the card area. So that should be perfectly fine with holding sleeved cards. I'm pretty sure they designed the game with that in mind, because only Stonemaier would say that, oh, people aren't going to sleeve our cards. People aren't going to sleeve their cards. You don't handle them that much. You don't need to sleeve them. And it's like, well, you don't know that. You don't know me. You don't know my life. There's actually somebody on BoardGame Geek who commented that they sleeve their cards, not because they're trying to superficially protect them or anything like someone like myself would, but they sleeve their cards because their partner, their wife, has a severe allergy to a lot of things, like that is in potato chips, and they pointed out that essentially they had to basically get rid of a game because it got somebody ate some potato chips with their hand and they touched the card, and then you just can't get the grease out. So as a result of that, it's the thing to consider is that it's not always about what's convenient for the person, or it's not always about like being lazy or something like that. This is the thing about a lot of accessibility products that exist out there in the world, especially speaking specifically to Americans who have really good, and as an American, I'm speaking to Americans, what I'm trying to say, who do a really good job of acute senses of empathy, but when it comes to long-term empathy, is a little bit harder. Although the tide is quickly changing as we get along in this world for reasons of whatever's going on today in the United States. But what I'm ultimately trying to say is that, yeah, some of those accessibility things, things like ramps, things like, things that help you open jars easier, those are not just like, oh, that person's so lazy, why don't they just open the jar themselves? Like, well, they might have like a disability, or they might have something that's hindering them from being able to grip enough or add enough grip strength. And that's something that, as a person who is under the age of 40, let me tell you, you think you're hot stuff. You think you're hot stuff, and then you do something and throw your back out, and oh my gosh, it is so difficult. It's not difficult to do things, but it's so annoying to have thrown your back out. Oh my gosh, it's like the worst experience. All right, so these are from Unique Tray. I found these on Amazon, so I don't know if there's like a specific thing. I've always seen like ads for them and everything. So these are from Unique Tray. I'm going to see if I can try to use these to store I think if I do want to use these for storage, I will need to ditch the built-in insert that Dead Cells has. So that's going to be unfortunate because I think the insert for Dead Cells is doing a good job. Again, I will give it praise because I think it deserves praise. The fact that these cardboard bits fit in here for the map, like that's really nice. Like that's really cool. I'm a huge fan of that. And also the fact that they considered that somebody will sleeve their cards and left a lot of space, plenty of space here. That's really nice. That's really great. But going back into that, the unique tray stuff is nice because it has different divots, it has different sizes, and they all stack on top of each other. And that's cool and all, but the biggest issue that I have with them is that they are kind of large. So if you look at the size of this is pretty huge, relatively speaking, and this is much smaller, this is manageable. But when you compare it to a storage tray like this, which I use for my railroad tiles, this is pretty massive. Actually, I'm gonna put the top on this so I don't spill things everywhere. So this is a unique tray. This is pretty massive. And when I say massive, I mean it's taking up a huge footprint. So as a result of that, this tends to not be as useful for board game storage because space is a premium in some boxes. So this actually might be perfect because this box is huge, it's gigantic, and if you consider the storage solution that they did give you, there's a lot of dead space around here. So if you look at the plastic, you see like the injection mold plastic, whatever you call it. I'm not gonna flip this upside down, but if you look on the under, okay, I will flip this upside down. Oh gosh, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? All right, I'm gonna try to do this in a way that makes sense. I'm gonna put the box top here, flip this over. There's a lot of wasted space is what I'm saying. So if you consider the distance, let's see if I can show you that best I can without getting things too mixed up. Oh, it's actually slanted too. I didn't realize that. Cool. But if you look, I'm trying to get the light reflection to help me out here. Come on, light. Any other time you want to be glaring, but now you don't want to be glaring. Okay, you can see that there. The difference between a plastic insert and the cardboard, I'm just going to consider that as that's how much height you have. That's how much box lift height or distance between the top of the insert and the box top. So consider that plus all this dead space down here, all this dead space here. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of dead space. So as a result of there being a ton of dead space, that means that I can use the storage solution that I'm thinking about and still have plenty of space to store more stuff in a convenient way. So while I am enamored and a huge fan of like the consideration that they did for this, this is still wasted space. So ergo, I might just go with a custom storage solution and then just use like deck boxes or something to hold cards, or maybe I'll cut this one up. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to end up with that. So let us continue our storage. Who'd have thought that an unboxing talking extensively about storage things was going to be fun? I know I did. That's why I'm doing the video. All right, let's put these in here. And I'm assuming all those are different ailments. I don't know, I'll like mix or unmix them later if I need to. I think these are needed by the player when they're jumping in. So this is like your start markers or your various markers. So I'm just gonna put those right there. And I think I'll give these a separate container. Oh yeah, I should have bought that box over here. I thought I had another storage thing, but all right, I guess we're gonna continue using this. So the, actually, yeah, a little bit of waste of space, but hey, it gets you all your pieces in there, you can kind of see them, and then I can put these around it. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. So here's your teeth. And I'll do hearts. I can do hearts in here. This is where dice are supposed to go, but I mean the hearts, honestly, that might work as a storage solution. So grab yourself a little heart. Oh, okay, it's quite messy. Never mind. Maybe this is a bad idea. And then I can put my leeches. I'm not gonna put the leeches in this one. This one seems like you're gonna need these resources just about every single game type tray. Oh no, my music did it stop? Oh, it disconnected. Wow. Okay. Start that over. There we go. Better. Okay. Characters, we can put them there. Crown, I guess, is the first player marker. Keys. Sure? No, I don't like that. I mean, I guess I do like that, but I don't like that. I can put the ghost and the potions over here. Double them up. And I'm gonna put all these little okay. That did not work out the way I wanted it to. Dear Jesus. Right, I'm gonna put these tokens, these shields here. Again, I have no clue how this game is played, so I'll definitely rearrange this storage solution once I actually sit down and play the game and understand what I need and what needs to be where. That'll be a little bit more cohesion. Oh, sorry, there will be a little bit more cohesion, I should say. Not, that will be a little bit more cohesion. I don't know what these are all about. I guess these are statuses that tell you, hey, you're on fire, so you take this, or something like that. I don't know. Those there. They fit, they sit. And my little leeches. Is that all the cardboard? Oh. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I thought there was more cardboard than that. There are. They're in the map tiles. Okay. So I may only need one of these trays, which actually could save me a good bit. Let me put the leeches with the teeth. Just kind of double up on that for a second. So if I can get away with just one of these trays to kind of store everything, then I might be able to use the same box, because I think with the amount of box lift, or the amount of clearance that I was given after removing all the cardboard, I think there might be enough space to get everything to fit in there. And man, I'm making this video super long for no reason, aren't I? Sorry, it's supposed to be an unboxing. I'm over here just like going to town on organizing. This is what you pay me the big bucks for, y'all. Yeah. Oh, that's almost perfect, actually. I mean, it's almost perfect. I say almost because I know the cardboard is supposed to go in there, and the cardboard does take up a good bit of space. Let's see. Let's try to stack this up together. Yeah, by the time I finish putting all the cardboard in there, it's not gonna be enough space for what I was trying to do there. I feel like this goes here. It feels right. It may not be right, but it feels right. Okay, these fit there. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough space for it. Sad, because this cardboard's taking up a good bit of space. And don't open this packet. Yeah. All right, I guess that works. Sad. A little sad that it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but hey, you don't win everything. Oh, actually, this might work. We might be onto something. Hold your horses. I mean, it's gonna give me some box lift still, and actually might give me some bowing in the middle of the box, the way I'm trying to set this up here. But this could work. I'm very excited. If this fits, it sits. Because like I said, this is literally all of the cardboard that I would need to store in there, and it fits perfectly. Like see the sizing of that is perfect for this box, which is great. And man, I feel like Unique Tray should like sponsor me or something. It would be great. Look at that. Okay, that's all settled, but oh, sorry, it's like a little bit of plastic there, cardboard. And yeah, there we go. So I can use the original insert. We do have box lift, which is not going to be great because the shelf that I put this on is like it's already pretty tight. So I'm gonna have to figure out another solution for which shelf is gonna live on, or I can move Civolution. I guess I can move Civolution, which is on my shelf, on the same shelf. But that fits. That's great. And I get to use one of the Unique Trays. I didn't mention I have a whole bunch of these, mainly because I bought 2 packs of everything. So as a result of that, I have 10 of these, I think. So this is. Sorry, again, this is not a paid or sponsored video. I literally just bought this with my own money, but I have 10 of these. So that's 5 and 5. So 10 of these. And then I have 4 of these, which one of them is in there. So 4 of these trays. And then I have one of these. Actually, this tray might work better. than the one that I put in there, because this gives me an individual spot for every single thing. I mean, I guess the long cardboard pieces aren't going to fit in here as well. But you know what? It might be worth the trade-off, because I like having everything have its own little space. Even if it's only like 6 or 7 chits or pieces or bits, that's okay with me. I mean, let me see if this works better. Ha! You thought you were almost done, but you saw the link to the video. Sorry, I'm just making a bunch of excited organizing noises. Yeah, because a lot of these are sharing trays with each other. But if I use this one, they might have enough. I might have enough trays to give everything its own little house. Even the keys. Oh yeah. Okay, maybe not. This is looking excessive already. Because there's like 5 different things here. Yeah, I don't think there's a need to like give all these their own separate thing, especially since these are our where did the paper go? Here we go. Especially since those are status. Yeah, these are state tokens. So I feel like these all together make sense. The loot, I can keep those somewhat separate. Yeah, okay. All right, I've talked myself out of it. This is not a reasonable thing to shoot. Sorry, dropping stuff all on the floor. This is not a reasonable thing to get all that excited about. So I will move the leeches though, because I don't like them where they are there. And it looks like the combat tokens are shields and golden shields. So I'll move the golden shields with the other shields, because those aren't statuses. And these trays are really nice. I mean, I was gotta say again, I'm not sponsored. I promise you I'm not sponsored by them, because if I was, I would be using them a lot more. But also the size of the trays are large, which is not great for smaller board games that I want to put or use the storage solution for. But it's still pretty good to use for things like this, where the box is big enough that you can fit like a full stack in there. And it's also nice considering that I can keep the original insert. I do like to try to keep the original insert. I think I might have said this already, but I'll say it again. I do like to try to keep the original insert if I can, because it just feels bad sometimes to just like throw away a perfectly working insert just because the space wasn't spacing right. Put those there, put these guys over there, flip them. And in this middle, we got just a bunch of stuff all together. I'm assuming we're gonna have more potions. So consideration to use this has been denied. Consideration has been rejected. Sorry, consideration was made, but the choice has been rejected. All right, so this works, this is fine. Again, it stores everything, and it fits in the box, and it has a very minimal box lift. I probably could get rid of some box lift if I just arranged this in a better, more efficient manner. Because I feel like these can actually lay here. No, that's not true. It's not true at all. Maybe this can lay here. I don't know. Oh, okay. I was about to say, looking at it, looks like there was like a divot here, so you can put stuff, but it's not true. It's just my mind playing tricks on me. Let's see, what's a more efficient way to stack this? How about that number? And all of these papers, all these sheets were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these were all stacked. These were all stacked around here like so. And Serenade was here too. Just kind of spaced out in there. Let's put Serenade at the bottom. Okay, there we go. I don't know. It works. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. we're gonna do that over here, I should say. And I can do that. Then these are longer, so they go here, like that. And then I guess I'm just gonna put this like that. That's fine, right? That's fine, right? I'm not trying to convince myself at all. Yeah, so the problem is like, it's just that. So the problem is that there's not gonna be a nice even way to put this on top of that one, so it's better to just get this up as high as possible. That way it kind of wastes less Yeah, like get it to be like a nice on the same flatness, if that makes sense. Again, this is just turned to board game storage time with orange, or sorry, with blue, but here we are. All right, let's put this like that. Yeah, that works. Okay, that's perfect. All right, so we got everything back in the box. We found a storage solution, and again, I'm gonna end up with a little bit of a bow in the middle, because as over time, especially as it sits on the shelf, it's gonna get kind of pulled down like so, and it's gonna be like a little bow in the middle, which is not gonna be great. It's gonna look like that. You can see it right there, little bow in the middle. But it fits in the original box, and it's a very small box lift. I can actually, ooh, that's a good idea. All right, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it. Because what I can do, I think, is I can actually take all this out, right? And this is gonna make it really annoying to play this game, but I can take out the insert, put these under, because there's a lot of space down here, as I mentioned before, like wasted space going on. And then get that to sit like so, and then put everything back on top. And with that said, it actually might be worth cutting the insert. As I mentioned before, it might be worth cutting kind of like the bottom of the insert, so that way the bottom of the plastic touches the bottom of the box. Because there's no need to have all that space. I mean, I guess unless it really needs it, but if I do it this way, look at that, 0 box lift. 0 box lift, just for that. So I don't know. I'll consider it. I'll think about it in the future. I don't know if I'm gonna be playing this game a ton physically anyway, because Board Game Arena has it. So I might just play a lot of Board Game Arena, and if I'm enamored by it enough, I might do a video playthrough and actually play it physically a few times here for the camera. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and close out the video there because I have rambled on long enough. But I will say that the rambling, while it was done, it was still productive because we got a storage solution in that box, and look at that, no box lift. I'm very proud of that. And there's space for storing sleeve cards in here, which I'm very happy about. And I have, like I said, I had the unique trays. They helped me out doing this. I'll try to link these in the description. If I don't, please remind me in the comments and I'll throw them in there. But I found these on Amazon. They're called Unique Tray, UNIQ Tray. And yeah, these are nice. I like the idea of them, but again, they're too big to fit in most of my board game stuff. So I'm very happy to see that they fit in this box without any box lift. So cool stuff. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully that was very informative. Hopefully you learned a lot with me rambling on and on and on, and hopefully you enjoyed the journey. I don't really have much else to say outside of thank you very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, I will see y'all whenever.